We've got the 2021 Acura RDX, and we'd like to thank Berard Acura for lending it to us to review.
I've contended this is the best vehicle in this class for value. RDX, if you're looking for a deal, let's go for a ride. Well, we're in the Acura RDX. What's under the hood of this thing?
A 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine with a 10-speed automatic transmission, 272 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque, standard all-wheel drive in Canada, front-wheel drive is standard in the US, with optional all-wheel drive. Premium fuel is recommended.
Super handling all-wheel drive. So not only does it improve traction, it also moves torque around to give you better handling.
For sure.
Now, we still have questions, coffee, and cars for your consideration.
Our hot topic.
It's all coming up, but right now we're going to get into quite an extensive list with this car. What do you get as the key standard features?
Here are the base model features in Canada of the RDX. A 10.2-inch center display with True Touchpad interface, 7-inch multi-information display, heated front seats, leatherette trim seating surfaces, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, 12-way power drivers and front passenger seats, a panoramic sunroof, power tailgate, dual-eyed LED headlights and LED taillights, 19-inch wheels, and a spare tire.
You've got a big dynamic mode, the biggest button on the dash. What do we need to put it in?
You've got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit the notification bell, you'll be notified when all our videos drop, and then you can watch them all.
5 a week, by the way. We do this couple car review every Wednesday.
We do another couple car review on Saturday.
Monday, it's the live show.
Tuesday's always a comparison.
And Friday, some cool old collectible car. Now, how you find out is to subscribe, but also follow Andrea on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below.
Wow, I am impressed with the handling on this. It's smooth and comfortable on the highway, but if you want it to perform, it does in Sport mode and Sport Plus, a little bit more dynamic.
The thing is that this is a car you drive. It's not a car you just ride in. You actually feel the road, you feel what's going on. Now, there is one trim, the very top trim, that gets the adaptive suspension, and it's only available on that one. I wish they made it as an option on all trims because it would be nice to have that.
This RDX has been tuned for greater power and acceleration and reaches peak torque at 1600 RPM, which is quite low.
So it does have some of the best power in this class, and it has a good all-wheel drive system. Now, it is based on a similar platform to the CR-V.
Yeah.
So they take that and they modify it for better handling. The way it was described to me is like from the windshield back is quite different from the CR-V.
There's 4 drive modes on the RDX: Comfort, Snow, Sport, and Sport Plus. It definitely is a little bit louder when you accelerate harder in Sport or Sport Plus.
The other thing is it's got a 10-speed automatic. That's a lot of gears. So the car's shifting a lot, and every once in a while you get a bit of a hard shift. I don't think there's anything wrong with the transmission. It's just the fact that the car, especially in the Sport mode, is doing a quick shift.
Yeah.
I would rather err on that side than it being sloppy.
For sure. We've got the tech trim, one up from the base model. Highly unusual. We usually get the top trim, so this is really refreshing to see what you get.
Yeah, this is what people really buy, and you get a lot of stuff in this car. So on the outside, what do you think of it?
I like it. It's got a sporty and bold exterior. It has the dual-eye LED headlights.
Now, if you want to have a racier-looking RDX, you can get the A-Spec.
Yeah, and the A-Spec has got black trim throughout. It has its own A-Spec fascia, front and rear, and it comes with 20-inch black wheels. Now, all the other trims get 19-inch wheels, which you see on our test model.
Here's the thing about the A-Spec. It has the go fast look, but there's no mechanical change. So that's one of the things I touched on it earlier.
Yeah.
The adaptive suspension you can get in the very top trim. I wish for that model especially, you could spend a little bit more and equip it with the adaptive suspension to go along with the racier looks.
Yeah, I'm moving to the inside on the A-Spec. That's where you're gonna get the Alcantara interior, which is really quite beautiful. I think that on this tech trim, it is leatherette. The base model and the tech gets leatherette.
This is leatherette? We were talking about that over coffee this morning.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people look past leatherette.
They do look past it, but this has all leatherette. And when I say all, it's everywhere. There is very little hard plastic in this vehicle, except in the typical places, the door, storage unit, that's where you're gonna find the hard plastic. But even this center console, it's floating, it has lots of storage underneath, and it's all leatherette.
I'm a big fan of leatherette because this interior will look like this 5 years from now. Sometimes leather, you can have issues with leather in the long run.
Yeah.
And we have a story about a neighbor of ours got a new car and Andrea over here burst their bubble. What happened?
Well, they were telling me about their new car and how much they love the leather in it. And I said, it doesn't come with leather, it's leatherette. They were like, what? You're kidding me. And I said, no. And
they couldn't believe it.
No, they couldn't believe it, and it's just good quality leatherette, just like this is.
Yeah.
You can get leather on the top two trims, and the top trim, that's where you're going to see the stitching and the piping throughout, which is quite pretty.
I don't know what else you would want in this car other than what we've got. So we've got the tech trim, one it's from the base. It comes standard with the big panel roof. It comes standard with the liftgate at the back. It's got, what else am I missing?
So even this tech trim comes with blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert, and you get this ELS sound system in it. The base model doesn't get it. So what you're missing, Zach, is ventilated front seats, which you get on the top two trims, heated rear seats, and it doesn't come with a wireless charger either. And Zach, the other thing that we're missing is a heated steering wheel. It's only available on the top three trims.
So I've been on record for many years saying that the RDX is the best value in the premium compact utility space. A big part of it is what you get with it, but also the space you get. What about the back seat?
It's impressive. That is a spacious back seat. Look at Zach back there. He's got tons of room.
Luxuriating, Andrea. I'm luxuriating.
And it's got a flat floor.
Now with the cargo area, we have a new feature. It's carry on in a cooler. How did it do, Andrea?
It did really well. Take a look at a couple images. It's impressive. You can fit probably 4 in there, and then you can stack some.
It is a really large cargo area. So not only does this come with a lot of standard features, it comes with some of the best power in the class and some of the best space in this class. All right, there's some questions and comments even about this. So let's get into it with coffee.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Would love to hear more about the center console. Do you think it's modern and simple enough, or do you think it's a bit cluttered, bulky, and outdated, especially with that touchpad?
I think I've driven enough Acuras now that I've gotten used to it. And I think that's really what happens with any system that you use. The more you use it, the better you get at it. The one thing I'm not crazy about, and I've said this, and Acura hopefully will listen, is the big dynamic mode button. The button you use the least is the largest. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
The trackpad, you adjust.
You do adjust. Actually, when I came into this, I thought it would be a bit glitchy. I'm pleasantly surprised that it's not. Do I want a touchscreen? Yes, of course I want a touchscreen. Would it be nice if Acura added both? Keep the trackpad, add a touchscreen? Well, that would be wonderful. Best of both worlds. Consumer Reports has generally been down on Acura for a while. I'm curious what real Acura owners have to say. Are they happy, and would they buy one again?
Well, Andrea, did we get any feedback?
We did. Luckily, we have followers who own the Acura RDX, and here's what they have to say. I love mine. We have 2 Acuras in A-Spec trim, and I find them to be such value and comfort. Also having 2, the infotainment is now second nature, which is exactly what we said.
You get used to it.
This might be my next ride. I have a 2005 Acura TSX, and it's still running strong without any major expensive repairs. If the reliability is just as good, I may consider the RDX for my growing family.
TSX, legendary car.
What a great
That's
car.
the European Accord, if you don't know.
So fun.
We don't get it anymore, unfortunately.
Love the look of this SUV, and I'm thinking of buying one, but we wonder if the 2-liter engine is big enough to haul our family of 4. What do you think?
Well, everybody else in this category, has a turbo 4-cylinder. So actually, Acura has more power than everybody except for the GV70
But that's a 2.5 liter, but it's a 4-cylinder.
It's a bigger engine.
Yeah.
And then the Stelvio from Alfa Romeo, and then this. So it's actually above average.
And I find it to be pretty good power-wise. I've driven it in comfort mode. It's smooth and quieter. You put it in Sport or Sport Plus, and it's more dynamic. But I didn't really feel that there was a lack of power here.
There's no lack of power.
Nice vehicle. Is it the same size as the Tucson? Well, not quite. This is longer. It is a bigger vehicle, but one interesting thing about the Tucson is it offers more second row legroom. Acura wins for front legroom and cargo space though, and substantial difference.
The other thing is you get a flat floor in this because it's based on the CR-V platform essentially, and a huge cargo area. It's really roomy.
Quick story, one of our friends was looking actually at the Q5 and at this RDX. He chose the RDX because he's a family with 3 kids. I was going to say 5 kids. 3 kids, and he needed that flat floor, and that was one of the reasons why he picked it.
Are we all done?
That's it. Thank you so much for all your questions. Keep them coming. We love interacting with you.
Motormouth_Andrea to do all that. And now, because you hear the music, it's time for Nightlife. We keep one question back from Questions, Coffee, and Cars and expand on it. It's our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
I would love to see a hybrid version of the RDX. I haven't heard much about Acura electrifying. Maybe at the next redesign?
So it looks like, first of all, we have to get through a facelift that Acura is going to be doing with this vehicle, probably next year. Now, one thing you got to remember, this is built on a modified CR-V. There is a new CR-V coming next year, like a brand new one. So I would expect a new RDX to follow. They have a hybrid in the CR-V. Let's hope they do that with this.
Now, there was an MDX hybrid, but Acura stopped making that. Unfortunately, it would be nice to see another hybrid. Right now, Acura is working on electrification. They're working on their first full battery electric vehicle. They're using the GM Ultium platform and battery. Is going to be a crossover, and it should be available in the 2024 model year.
Yeah, there's going to be a Honda version and an Acura version.
Yeah.
So next year, General Motors is going to show their first SUV, which is the Lyriq from Cadillac.
Yeah.
So that platform and battery pack is going to be shared with Honda and Acura. And a lot of people go, why would they team up with GM? Well, first of all, GM has a lot of expertise with electric cars.
Yeah.
And all of these companies are teaming up to share costs. It's massively expensive to engineer the cost of these vehicles, so they share it with another brand.
Yeah, you see it with Subaru and Toyota, and you see it with Mitsubishi, Mazda.
Yeah, lots of them. They're all sharing because it's just billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to make these cars.
So we're just going to get more electrified vehicles, which is good. Maybe bring the cost down too.
All right, now let's look at what you can get right now in 2021 with your dollars. Let's have a look.
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
Up first is the Audi Q5 with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, a 7-speed automatic transmission with 261 horsepower, and a starting price of $46,500.
Next up, the Cadillac XT5 with a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine and a 9-speed automatic transmission, 237 horsepower, and a starting price of just over $44,000.
The Lexus RX has a 3.5-liter V6 engine with an 8-speed automatic transmission, 295 horsepower, and a starting price of just over $56,500.
Next up is the Infiniti QX50 with a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine, but it comes with a CVT, 268 horsepower, and a starting price of $45,500. So there are 4 premium crossovers for you to consider.
Now, we've talked about this Acura being of great value. You get a lot for your money. Let's check out the vital stats. Let's start with pricing. Standard front-wheel drive in the US is just under $38,500. The base model all-wheel drive starts at $44,500, and the Platinum Elite trim is $55,505. Our test model is the Tech trim, and it comes in at $47,805. JD Power gives the RDX an overall score of 75 out of 100. and a quality and reliability score of 71 out of 100. CarEdge states the RDX will retain 52% of its value after 5 years.
Here's the fuel economy. For all-wheel drive, it's 11 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 8.6 on the highway. That's 21 miles per gallon city, 27 miles per gallon highway. The RDX can tow 1,500 pounds, and it comes with a 4-year, 80,000 kilometer or 50,000 mile warranty. Lightning round, two things you like to see improved.
Well, I love the value and the comfort and space that this RDX offers. What I'd like to see is a touch screen in this vehicle and wireless charging.
I like the value, as Andrea mentioned, and I think it's a really nice handling and driving vehicle.
Yeah.
What I'd like to see is the adaptive suspension available as an option on all trims, and they could clean up the center console a little bit.
Spacious, comfortable, and great value. This RDX is a winner in my books.
Thanks again to Berard Acura for letting us borrow this car for a couple of days. We certainly do appreciate it.